Welcome back to County Connection. For this last segment of our November episode, we're going to talk about energy efficiency and renewable energy in county facilities. And here to tell us all about it is Tom Gozorowski, our Director of Public Works. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So over the past several years, Summit County facilities folks have been working on improving the energy efficiency of a lot of our county facilities. So what strategy are they using to go about this work and figure out where and when and what to do?
Yeah, so it's been a couple different kind of strategies. We focused on trying to reduce the amount of energy we use, and a good example of that is we replaced all of the light bulbs in all county buildings with LED light bulbs. And we had a mixture of not old incandescent, but fluorescent and other types of light technology. And so last year in 2018, we did a huge project to replace thousands of light bulbs to LED so that we could really reduce the amount of electricity we were consuming with those fixtures. And we've also done other things to be more energy efficient. And so that's a project like a boiler. Most of our buildings have a heating system that uses hot water, and so we have boilers that heat that hot water. And so we've replaced a number of those boilers with more efficient models that don't burn as much energy.
And these are in some really huge facilities, right?
Really huge facilities. For example, recently we replaced the boilers in the Justice Center, which is a building in Breckenridge that houses the sheriff's office, the courts, the county jail, and it's a large building. So there's a lot of energy savings to be gained there. Mm-hmm. And we've also done some projects in most of our buildings with the heating systems to better manage those systems through I'll say smarter computer controls that give us more programmability on the times of day and the temperatures at which heat may kick on, or air conditioning in buildings that are air conditioned. Mm-hmm. And they also give us a lot more information about the energy consumption in those buildings, kind of in real time. And that allows us to identify problems where maybe there's a component that is broken that is reducing efficiency, or maybe there's an air leak in a building, and we can see that change in the energy consumption. And of course, the faster we notice that, the faster we can fix it. And so those systems have been really good in helping us to be, I'll say, more quickly reactive to making repairs in buildings.
So with these efficiency upgrades, with lighting and heating and other systems, do we have a way to quantify the benefits of all of the work we've been doing?
We do. We can certainly see it in our energy bills in terms of the units of energy we consume, whether that's kilowatt hours of electricity or units of natural gas. And of course, just like at home, that translates to the energy bill, the actual dollars that we're spending. Mm-hmm. And so we've been able to achieve some pretty big dollar savings. You know, over the last couple of years, we've been able to save over $300,000 in energy bills across our facilities.
That's kind of amazing.
It's pretty amazing, yeah. And so it's a lot of dollars, and I think people tend to get excited about the dollars. But of course, it's a real reduction in the energy we're consuming, and it's also a reduction in greenhouse gases. And so carbon emissions have been reduced by about 10%. In that same effort, and so we're really excited about that as well.
Excellent. So that's on the energy efficiency front, but then we also have been doing some work in using renewable energy instead of fossil fuels. So tell us what's been going on there.
Yeah, we have. So we're really thinking about the kind of energy that we're purchasing and consuming and how that's generated. And there's been kind of two fronts on that. We have photovoltaic panels, solar panels, on a number of our buildings where we're generating our own electricity. And so we've got those on a maintenance building near the old courthouse in Breckenridge, on the Justice Center, the North Branch Library, and in Frisco we have panels on some of the buildings in the county commons area near our fleet maintenance building and on the community and senior center. And so that's great because we're making energy that we use right there. But we've also been working with Xcel Energy to purchase renewably produced energy through Xcel as well. And so making choices about the energy that we buy and where that's coming from. And so we're buying lots and lots of solar produced energy from Xcel Energy also.
Okay, great. And through that energy purchasing agreement with Excel, and that's mostly solar power, if not all solar
It's
power, right?
100% solar, yeah.
Okay, and that is basically powering about 18 facilities with 100% solar energy at this point. Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, that's great. So we've been making some major progress already.
We are.
And how about as we look into the future, are there more projects in the works?
There are. We have a number of new buildings planned in the coming years in the county commons facility. And a lot of these are kind of what I describe as more industrial type buildings. They're shop spaces or, for example, buildings where we might store buses and those kind of things. Right now we're working with an architect on the design of a new sand salt storage building. This is where we keep the road sand that we use in the wintertime.
Yep.
And it's not a very exciting building. It's kind of a big barn.
Unless you really love sand.
Yeah. But we're being very mindful with that building and the design of it to try and create a roof on that building that really lends itself to the installation of additional photovoltaic panels. So the building has a roof line that faces not quite due south, but almost south, which is really good. And we're looking at the slope of that roof so that we could lay PV panels on that roof and not have to have them stand up on legs or on stilts, but have them right on the roof so it's kind of nice and flush mounted, but they're at pretty much the optimal angle in relation to the sun so that we could generate a lot of power there. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So for people who are interested in getting a little bit more information on what we have going on this front, where can they find that?
So we can see some really interesting information about energy savings and consumption kind of in real time on our county website. So if you go to Summit County website in the public works section, our facilities maintenance page, there's a photovoltaic page. And it doesn't have all of our PV facilities, but it's got 4 of them. And site visitors can click on those and see what's happening with how much energy we're generating and how much that's saving us. And so it's some really interesting information to look at, and it's kind of as it's happening. So
cool. And then, so in terms of making all of this stuff happen, our facilities maintenance department deserves some big kudos. Our planning department has really been involved, but we also owe a big thanks to Summit County voters for making this possible, right?
That's true, yeah. So the funding that we got through the 1A initiative, not currently, but I'm trying to think how many years ago it was.
I think 2008.
I think it was 2008, and so a lot of that has helped us to fund these energy savings projects. Yeah.
Awesome, and they are getting some great returns on investment.
We are, yeah. So it's, it feels good. It's good for us. It's certainly good for our climate and our environment. But at the bottom line, it's very good as well. We're saving real dollars, and that's money that we can spend in other ways to benefit the community rather than just to keep the lights on. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming in today, Tom, and talking with us about this.
Thanks, Julie.
And thanks to those of you at home who've joined us for another episode of County Connection. We look forward to seeing you next month.